Here, that is
Sure.
clear PMP exam. And the journey of PMP is always fascinating. How a person cleared it, what are the things in it, and recording it and learning lessons from it is always fascinating. So first of all, thank you, Pattis, for joining us, and thank you for sharing your journey. So why don't you share your journey with us? How you did it? What were your challenges, and how you overcome them?
Okay, so I started the journey back in September of 20,
Okay.
and I started studying and cramming everything from the pen book guide. And then I took the test for the first time in December, right before the cutoff date, and I failed it.
Okay.
But then I discovered your channel after that and
Okay.
started watching your videos. And it was great because you explain things in very detail, and you make sense of how everything goes together.
Okay.
The change order journey, how you explain it, it's awesome.
Thank you.
Because it takes you through the steps that you need to know for the exam. Okay, so I took the exam yesterday. It was mostly agile,
Okay.
which is what you do in your asking, when you have your group that you train and you ask them questions and go through the test. You got it. It's right on, you hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
You have precise questions that are going to help you tackle the questions in the exam because they're very similar.
Okay.
I loved the one for the mix and match.
Okay.
That you have a video where you have mix and match.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you learn those, you'll do great.
Okay. So if you can do those, then you can basically clear, you can do the drags and drop of PMP exam, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Apart from my coaching calls, what other materials you utilized? Did you use
I
Rita?
used Rita's 10th edition,
Okay.
which is really good.
Okay.
Because I had a little problem trying to figure out the domains and the tasks. And that book helped me put two and two together. Okay.
Yeah,
the pen book guide, of course.
Okay. Okay. The pen book guide. Okay. So you did exam yesterday. So many people are posting this rumor about 7th edition. Let me put it again, and you can also share to your friend. Exam does not depend on pen book. So you have given the exam. Did you get by chance read the 7th edition or have a look at it?
I've started to look at it, and I find it's a lot simpler than the pen book. It's a little, it's a little easier read. So people should not be afraid. I think on the contrary, they should look forward to the 7th edition. It's not as long either. So
I really like your feedback about 7th edition because PMI has finally taken the review of all the people and they have made the PIM book in such an easy way. And just for the information of everyone, the 7th edition is also based on case study. They take a case study. Yeah. So they take a case study and they make it very good. Okay. So tell us more about little bit about exam. So how many questions were risk questions?
You're breaking up. Say it again.
Yeah. How many questions related to risk?
There is about not that many, about 7, 8 questions about risk. There were a lot of questions about change orders and stakeholder engagement. A lot of questions about stakeholders, what you would do for stakeholders.
Yeah. So again, stakeholder communication resource, it becomes the most important thing in the exam. And in your opinion, if we can master stakeholder communication and resource, that will be more than enough to maybe clear the exam or maybe at least get to the near the exam, what the things are.
Yes, but you still have to know how all the all the areas interact. That way you can make an informed and definite decision. So, don't think that by doing those 3 major areas, you're going to be able to fly. You still have to understand all the areas of the domains and the knowledge areas. Definitely, you have to know how they interact.
Okay, okay.
They didn't ask me no questions about anything else that's, out there, how they suggest that you go and read other books. They didn't really go into that too much. It was really focused.
Yeah, basically the purpose of reading all the books or giving the references so that people does not focus only on one book and consider that the PMP is the only thing, which is of course not the
Right.
only thing, not the only thing in PMP exam. Okay, so you said the exam was mostly heavy on agile. So if we know four values of agile principle, and maybe if you can put as framework of Scrum, can we answer the questions all in agile?
Yes, absolutely. If you read the Agile, the manual for the Agile that's in the PMI website,
Okay.
definitely. And it's easy reading too. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when you were solving the question, all the questions were situational based.
Yes. Oh, there were only maybe one or two where you had to do really, really light calculating, but nothing intricate. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing that would require calculations, just know how you would come to a decision.
Okay. So no calculation question
Oh,
in
there were only maybe one or
no
two
calculation question in that way. No critical path question, right?
No critical path at
So
all.
critical path is just moving out of the PMP, I guess so. Okay, so Betty, what about SPI, CPI? What they relate if no direct question, what they related in some maybe other way? The question is asking them, okay, how this happened? Anything about that?
Yes, I had one of those questions. And basically, if you read it, you could figure it out without having to do too much calculation.
Okay,
If you know the formulas, you're
okay,
able to just pick out the right answer.
okay, you can get that. Okay, now how many mocks you have done before the exam?
Oh my God, a lot,
Which
a lot.
one?
But okay, so I'm not sure of the name. I took all the one on the website from EdHub, I think it's called. That was excellent. And then there's a book.
EDU HubSpot, right?
Yes.
The
Then
Varun,
there's a book
the Varun Mo.
that's very popular that has a lighthouse on it, but I don't remember the name.
Prepcast.
Yes, I did the Prepcast.
Okay.
So, and as much as I could find everywhere.
Okay. So which were more relevant in the real exam? The Prepcast one or the Varun one? If I can put it this.
The Prepcast, definitely.
The Prepcast. Definitely. Okay. I really also like Prepcast and I'm sharing with, I also have basically Varun and I also like those mocks. Okay. All questions were scenario based and all questions.
But wait, but that's not to say that the questions that you do with your students, I think those were the best.
Thank you for that. So
Yes, I think they were
people
the
can,
best.
instead of people buying the expensive mocks, they can watch my free coaching calls and they can clear.
Yes. Well,
Ah,
I think, I was at the point where taking the exams and having to read takes a lot of time. But when you come to your videos and you focus on your videos and listen to how you explain how things go together, that's it. You don't need anything else.
okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Okay, now if we talk about the exam, your exam was in home or in center?
At home.
At home. So the
Yes.
entry process went smooth, no problem in those process.
No, everything went very smooth this time. The first time I took it, we had a few glitches where the frequency will go in and out, but not this time. This time it was
Okay.
very smooth.
This time you were very smooth. Okay, so
Yes.
any questions on burned up, burn down charts where you have to select from the process directly?
They had one question and burn down chart, but it was a scenario question. It wasn't a graph.
Okay, it wasn't a graph. Okay, so what is the next question? Okay, no CFD cumulative flow diagram question, right?
No, none whatsoever.
Anything about XP, feature driven development, agile, lean, anything about them?
Yes,
So you need to know
definitely.
those
Especially the
topics.
lean part.
The lean part, value stream mapping, you need to know. Okay, so hybrid,
You're breaking.
most of the questions were hybrid, right?
Yes, absolutely. About 40, 30.
Okay. So how did you manage your time? Like you give
Oh my God.
70,
You
that
are
is
gonna die. You are gonna die when I tell you what I did. I made a
okay.
huge mistake. So you know how you can flag questions?
Yeah.
And when you go to review the flagging of the questions, the ones that you need to review are marked highlighted.
Okay.
So I didn't know this. So I reviewed all the first questions of the first
Oh,
session.
oof.
Yes, yes.
Then,
So
then,
I'm looking at the time, and I see that I have 2 minutes left, and I have five, 6 questions left. So what I did is I just read the answer to be able to identify the
okay.
correct answers, and that's how I finished.
Okay.
That was-
Your first language is English. That's why you were able to finish. Otherwise, the blunder you made that could have cost you PMP, my friend.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, like people watching on YouTube and TikTok, please remember this thing. Don't make such blunder. I'm gonna make a video. Basically, I plan to do a video this in the morning, but YouTube was not supporting me. So basically, how to tackle this 70 minutes. So how many questions were related to change management?
About, oh, there were a lot,
Okay, so
about
change,
15.
more change in predictive or agile.
I would say more, about 8 to 7, more predictive
Okay.
for the change. That's why your method really helped me.
Okay. Thank you. Like this is a good thing that you keep on watching and that helped you a lot. Okay. So when you were giving the exam, how many questions were more on conflict management and emotional intelligence? Because I'm teaching this batch. This is their day 2, and we are in the new updated PMI ATP material. They put a lot of conflict management and this emotional intelligence. So were there any question on it?
Yes, definitely a lot of emotional questions, emotional
Okay.
intelligence. Not difficult at all, but you have to know how to apply it, how to recognize it.
Okay, you need to
But
know.
they were not difficult, but there were a lot of them.
There were a lot of them. Any compliance question?
Very little,
Very
2 or 3.
okay. How many drag and drop questions?
About 7.
About 7. Okay, Patty.
I had a lot of that video with the drag and drop that you made, put it out there because that really helped.
Yeah, that is a good video. I think I have received the same feedback. Okay, Patty, you have given us a lot of information and you're given. Now, you watch my journeys video. One final advice for the entire PMP community, what they can do to make sure that they can clear PMP with flying colors.
Okay, so one of the things that you do that is excellent is you ask your students to explain the process and why they chose the correct answer. That will get you there, because that's what I did. I would try and explain the process as a feedback and why I chose that question.
Okay, so basically, if I said understanding the question properly and then doing the root cause analysis can lead you to become a PMP, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you very much for your time. And from the entire PMP
Okay.
community, once again, congratulations on becoming PMP.
Thank you. Keep up the good work. You're excellent. Bye-bye.